Is Costa Maya, Mexico just about the beach and that very commercial port? We wanted more, so we booked an independent tour on a whirlwind schedule to see Chacchoben Ruins and Bacalar Lagoon. We had to beat the clock to get back to the ship by 3:30. Did the tour company deliver? And was it a great experience? But first, port basics. Costa Maya is on the lower tip of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, in an area that's actually much closer to the border of Belize than it is to, say, the Cancun hotel zone. Costa Maya is a purpose-built cruise port. It was literally designed from the ground up as a self-contained destination for ships. Costa Maya then didn't even exist until developers created it, opening in 2001. The closest actual town, Mahahual, was a tiny remote village with a few hundred residents, no electricity, and unpaved roads until the late 90s. Mahahual has grown into a tourist-focused beach town. You're here at the port or beach to hang out and, well, spend money. This layout gives you three really clear choices for the day. One, you stay right inside the port complex and treat it like a resort day. Two, you grab a quick taxi over to Mahahual for a local, though still very tourist-focused vibe. Or you can use the port as a gateway to head inland for the region's main attractions, Chacchoben Ruins and Bacalar Lagoon. But let's talk about this port. It can dock 4 ships at one time and has a rather long pier to accommodate them. That means a wee bit of a hike to get to the complex, but they do have this shuttle, primarily for guests with mobility issues, but others can hop on if there's space. Now, if you plan on a resort day at port or even Mahahual, pay attention to the docking schedule. Best resources the pros use are sites like Cruise Mapper and Cruise Timetables, which we'll put links in the description for. If it's just you and one other ship, perhaps not a bad day. If there's 3 or maxed out at 4, you might want to get off the ship early because it will likely be like Disneyland on Labor Day. Now, people have described this complex as maze-like, but let's demystify it. It's pretty small, but with lots squeezed in. Everyone enters through the same security gate, where the organized ship tours line up. To the left, a handy desk for last-minute tour arrangements. The official way out is here, through this door to the port entrance. Actually, the port shopping mall. But there is another way out if you want to bypass the whole place. To the right of the tour waiting area and out the back towards the parking lot. But let's see what you'll be missing. The mall is a mall. There's not much to say except it's pretty wide and spacious. Bathrooms are clean and big, of course. Head away from the mall towards the beach area and you'll find a battery of loungers and cabanas. But they're not free. They come with food and drink purchases. There's also a dolphin encounter and massages on order. The map calls both of these pool areas family pools, but there are distinctions. This one with the swim-up bar has a loud party vibe. Of course, you will be surrounded by shopping. These rope bridges and huts are part of Aviaris, a separate attraction where you can interact with birds. This one is the activity pool, on the northwest, past more shopping, of course. That said, the space around it is a lot more open, making it much more inviting. With a separate charge surf rider attraction, which was closed on our visit, and this neat area for hammocks and beanbags. Cool. But again, the expectation is towards buying food and drinks. Same deal with this volleyball court. Technically free, but it's part of the same free with expected purchase ecosystem. You can walk on and play if you bring your own ball, but to get one of theirs, you'll have to engage with one of the bars. It's a la carte, everything. In fact, the only thing that is free is checking out the flamingos at this enclosure. They are cute and come with some background info. There's an ATM on site that draws USD, although I'd be leery of whatever charges you might get. USD is perfectly fine here, but make sure to have small bills. So to get out to the taxi and bus area, follow to here, past the activity pool and hammock area. Tourist desk will be on the right and taxis to the left, which will be your chariot to Mahahual, about $4 to $5 per person. Getting back, you can ask the restaurant or club to get one for you. Can't use any rideshare apps here. Phone's useless for that. Or you can just wave your arm along the main road. Taxis will be running all day on ship days. There are golf carts and bikes for rent, but here's the deal. So using these for the Mahawal area is the only real use for them, and you'll be using the same seriously bumpy service roads that the taxis and tour buses use. I mean, look how that sucker's shaking. Chacchoben and Bacalar are a roughly 1-hour drive away on main highways, not suitable for golf carts, much less bikes. Using taxis is the most efficient way to get to the sand. Walking takes about 45 minutes in the heat. Enough said. Now, like I said, we didn't stay at the port resort or the local beach, but ventured to the ruins and lagoon on a tour. Not a ship tour, mind you, but a local company, Toucan Tours, which specializes in taking cruisers to the Chacchoben Mayan Ruins. They are known for using smaller vans rather than the massive coach buses the cruise lines use, meaning you get there faster and have a more personal experience. Plus, the money goes back to the local economy. Now, the challenge, of course, is that Chacchoben is a 1-hour drive west, and Bacalar Lagoon is about another 40 minutes south, then almost an hour and a half back. With traffic, more than 3 hours on the road just for 2 destinations. Not a job for a rental car here, if you can even find one. So they not only had to get us there and back to the ship on time, but to make those destinations worthwhile. So, how did it go? At 8 a.m., we met our shuttle driver at the taxi tour bus meeting area to take us to the tour office. Independent tours aren't allowed to pick up and start at the facility directly, but the office was only a few minutes' drive away. The organization was apparent immediately. The front desk confirmed our time, and we didn't have to wait long before getting on the van. We were on the road by 8:30, as scheduled. It was about an hour drive to Chacchoben, with the driver clearly focused on hustle. But not aggressive, mind you, just focused. So why Chacchoben? Well, it's pretty unique. While Chichen Itza is massive and exposed to the sun, Chacchoben is intimate, mysterious, and buried deep in the jungle. It feels like you're discovering it for the first time.
And it's not that crowded. We're figuring like, oh my God, if you know, what's
It's crowded. I mean, not, sorry, it's early.
Yeah.
Yeah, in about like probably
Yeah, an
1
hour.
hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm
when
saying.
you get
Oh,
out,
yes.
you'll see it's gonna be crowded.
Crowded, yeah. We met with a larger group for a detailed and informative tour.
What is the inscription talking about? Look at that. The crosses. The Spanish Association, the cross like Cristo.
With laser pointers,
But the most important building is that one. Look at that. The corner right there. The straight ahead. The base. Yeah, another corner. Few meters more.
and visual aids. Toucan hires locals with deep knowledge of Mayan history, and the site is amazing to see. As far as accessibility, the paths are mostly flat, packed dirt and grass, but it's not paved. The path from the entrance to the first plaza is relatively smooth, but there are tree roots and uneven stones. You can see the main temples from the ground, but you obviously can't go up the stairs leading to the upper section. This one. Now plan for bugs with bug spray and higher heat and humidity than on the coast, so pack some extra water. By the way, if you're getting good value from this video so far, help us out by hitting that like button and sharing with your shipmates. And consider subscribing to make it easier to access our growing video toolbox of port reports, ship tours, and tips to help independent-minded cruisers, like you. We left Chacchoben around 10:20 and managed to get to the boat landing of Bacalar Lagoon at about 11 o'clock. Knowing we were hungry, the guide helped place a food order here and guided us to the boat. Okay, thanks, Carlos.
Go on, enjoy it.
Thank you. We started out by about 11:20 in the capable hands of our pilot. So why Bacalar Lagoon? It's often called the Lagoon of Seven Colors because the water shifts from dazzling shades of turquoise, indigo, and azure. It's arguably the most beautiful body of water you can visit from this port. But it's not on the coast, but a massive freshwater lake. It's famous for its crystal clear water and white limestone bottom. And since it's landlocked, no seaweed. So folks come here to frolic in the natural shallows. There's even hammocks in some places. And getting up close and personal with mangroves and fish.
Look at Go, 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 go! Sardina, catfish, piranhas, no.
Our pilot would zip past the deeper sections to show us the big difference in color. The floor drops from a standing depth of 3 to 5 feet to nearly 300 instantly. There were little extras that made this trip especially memorable, like sneaking alongside the fancy shoreline houses, eating fresh pineapple, and getting a crack at piloting the boat, a dream come true for me. And a few playful races completed a near-perfect trip on a beautiful day. We were on the water for about an hour and a half. Now here's some tips we can share after doing this. Number one, this is definitely a tour-only option because it has to be very well coordinated between the landing area and the boat pilots. While you can take a taxi here, it's very expensive and you have to manage the coordination aspects after getting there. Number two, this is a protected area, so no sunscreen is allowed to preserve the water. If need be, wear a sun protection shirt. Number three, there are no boats allowed on the lagoon on Wednesdays. This is an environmental rule to let the ecosystem recover. So if your ship is in port on a Wednesday, sorry, but you need to skip the boat tour. And number four, accessibility is a little tricky here. You may have to negotiate grass, uneven paths, and gangways to get to the boat. When in doubt, make a point of this with a tour company. We were back on the road by 1:30, heading back to the port. The driver was way on top of it as far as the schedule, but we never felt rushed and the ride never felt aggressive. It was smooth and professional. On the return, we were allowed to be dropped off at the port facility by about 3 p.m. By then, the place was pretty busy. Getting through the maze and crowds meant we managed to get back to the ship by 3:15. Hey, we made it, and we had a great time doing it. Going on a tour and choosing local really worked for us. If you want to explore more details about the ports we visit, check out our website at portlowdown.com. And we really enjoy all your comments and questions. Keep them coming, and we'll see you on the next cruise.